The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Geno Smith has spoken, and he has regrets about being in the news this offseason for some distractions, as he put it. We'll talk about that and some other takeaways from day one of Jets training camp. Joe Blewett's going to join me. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting here, we excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Jets, let's go! A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. Reminder, if you miss any of this very show, we always podcast it on Apple and Spotify once we're done live on YouTube. So listen to the podcast version of the program if that's how you want to consume the program. Again, Apple, Spotify, search the Jake Asman Show and listen back to anything you might have missed. Let's say hello to our guy, Joe Blewett, who joins us now in his weekly spot. Joe, I want to start with some great news for you. You were nominated by the Azzy Award Committee for an Azzy Award. You're up for favorite co-host against Robbie Sabo, Tanky V, and Omari Brown. Congratulations, Mr. Blewett.
I appreciate that. Is there a specific thing I need to do? Do we need to have a debate? Is it just voted on? How's the process?
Here's how it works. Whenever I decide this award's up for grabs on a given show, people will vote in a YouTube poll. And voting starts now. And people will vote. And if you win, you'll be named the co-host of the year in the Asmaniac community.
As long as I don't lose to Sabo, I'm good. I'm okay with Amari. I'm okay with Frankie, but I cannot lose to Robbie.
Well, congratulations. It's certainly a well-deserved nomination. We will have an Azzy Award up for grabs later on in the show. This is a great award. Today, we have the WTF Are You Talking About award that is up for grabs, and the nominees are Beast, Mad Max, Sean, and Scott. So we will vote on that coming up later. But Geno Smith spoke today, and look, this is the first time we've heard from Geno since he was involved in multiple offseason incidents. Of course, the 2 traffic stops, the incident with the ex-girlfriend accusing him of assault. We know there's going to be no charges. So Geno was speaking for the first time today, and we'll play you part of his presser because right off the bat, he addressed the obvious elephant in the room.
Good afternoon. I want to start by saying, I really feel like coming out of OTAs, I felt like we built some positive momentum, and really happy with where this team is right now. I really hate the fact that something I was a part of could have been a distraction for this team, my teammates, this organization, because a lot of hard work's been put in, and a lot of guys have put a lot of work in for us to be in a good spot as a team. I'm happy that I'm able to put this behind me. I'm looking forward to moving forward and just continuing to build day by day with my guys. I really appreciate being a part of this team, a part of this organization again, and I look forward to just building every single day in training camp, getting better as a team, getting better as a player, and continuing the positive momentum.
Geno, what are your expectations for this team entering camp?
I have high expectations for the team. I believe we have not only the right guys in the locker room, but in the coaching staff and the front office, and there's a lot of things to be positive about, as a Jet fan and as a player and as a part of the organization. I expect us to go out there every single day, be who we are, which is a team full of, hard-working men, guys who love the game, and a lot of talent on this team as well. So I look forward to building with these guys. I look forward to being a part of this team and seeing where we could take it.
We saw your Instagram post that said war ready. How motivated are you just to kind of get the season started and just kind of put the bad things just kind of behind you?
I'm super excited. I'm very excited just for my teammates. We just finished up a conditioning test, and I mean, if you see these guys and the way that they've worked just in the short span that we've been away, everyone came back, like I said, war ready and ready for the long haul. But it's a day-to-day process, and we're in it for the long haul, like I said, but we're focused on the day-to-day stuff and just getting better each and every day and not really looking too far ahead or behind, but just staying where our feet are and just working every day as a team to get better.
You said you didn't want to be a distraction. Have you had conversations with Aaron or even some of your teammates to just clear the air on everything, or is that?
Yeah, I've had conversations with Coach Glenn, with Mooj, and with all the veterans on the team and the guys on the team. But, like I said, we're put this behind us, and we're moving forward.
So that's a little Geno Smith there, basically saying he regrets being involved in the news for the wrong reasons because of the hard work that has been put in by the team. So he hates that he was a distraction, and he's happy that he's able to put it behind him. I mean, if he doesn't play well, people will reference it. The bottom line is, though, if he goes out there week 1 and plays great, no one's going to care that he got pulled over or that he was involved in an incident that didn't even lead to any charges. It's just an unnecessary thing that the Jets had to deal with. He said he spoke with Glenn, Muji, and the veteran players, and I think this is a non-issue. I think Geno's performance on the field is the only thing that matters now going forward.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge issue like him speeding or anything like that, or even like we talked about with the DV. Sometimes it happens. Like people can put on a false face for a month or 2 or a year or whatever it may be. I'm sure athletes encounter that stuff pretty frequently. So I'm sure it's not like an outlier thing that he experienced. And obviously he didn't really get charged or anything like that. So I don't think it's the biggest distraction in the world. And yeah, like the speeding stuff, maybe he looked a little bad and how he acted. I don't think his locker, his teammates or anything like that really care much about that situation either. Like you said, as long as he goes out and balls, it doesn't really matter. Even if he goes out there and sucks, like, yeah, we might mention it. There might be like a NY Post article that's like Geno, not training in the offseason, getting distracted, driving too fast, whatever stupid headline it's going to be from the NY Post. So they'll reference it, but it really doesn't matter, right? Like none of this is really a big deal. He's not beating up his girlfriend or abusing a baby or anything like that, like you see sometimes in the NFL. So it really doesn't matter. Just go out there, like you said, and hopefully play well.
That's ultimately the bottom line. And if he plays well, people will be excited about him. If he stinks it up, there's going to be all that comes with that. But he addressed the offseason drama, and now we move forward. I think what's interesting is the Instagram post he had 2 days ago where he posted his stats since 2022. And on the Instagram story, it said war ready. And he was asked about that. And he talked about the chip on his shoulder. What does war ready Geno Smith mean to you, Joe Blewett?
I don't know. If it means he's going to be more aggressive, that might be a bad thing because he's already uber aggressive. But yeah, I'm hoping he's war ready because I'm gonna hit that PrizePicks over on all of the numbers they're providing right now. So I'm hoping he's war ready. Hoping he's healthy going into the season, and hopefully we get obviously the closer version to the Seattle Seahawks Geno than the Raiders Geno. Obviously, there were definitely faults with the Raiders in the system and the pass catchers and the offensive line, etc. But there were still plenty of bad plays from him as well, holding onto the ball too long, not making adjustments in game based off the coverages, specifically that the Bears were running and then throwing the same interception twice in the same game. So he could have definitely buttoned his season up a little bit more, and the numbers could have looked better. But if we're not going to take account for how bad the situation was around him, then I think that's also a mistake. So hopefully he's closer to the Geno Smith of again, the Seattle Seahawks. And we're talking about, mid-20s touchdowns, teens-ish in the picks, and 4,000-ish yards or somewhere right around there. I wouldn't necessarily expect that because I think the run game will be pretty emphasized with Frank Reich. But nonetheless, hopefully we get that version and we can actually win 8-9 games.
Wouldn't that be something? Joe Blewett is my guest. We're going through day 1 of Jets training camp. So I was given information by Nick Faria that Aaron Glenn was going to be speaking today. That is not the case. So Glenn will speak tomorrow morning for the first time. I will be live in the 10 a.m. hour to carry that press conference live on this channel. So tune in for that. We'll react to what Aaron Glenn says about the Jets starting tomorrow morning. But we did get a ton of player interviews today. We played you some of Geno, the headline being what he led with, the opening statement about the offseason distractions. I thought Breece's presser was really good. Breece Hall speaking after he, of course, signed a new deal with the Jets in the offseason. Here's Breece at the podium. We'll play some of it and then discuss what he said.
Breece, is it hard to believe it's year 5?
It's crazy. I was talking with my mom, and I was telling her, like, this is the first year I felt like I wasn't one of the younger guys on the team. So, yeah, it's definitely starting to feel real that I'm, like, a vet and, like, starting to get up there a little bit.
Is there a different feeling, Breece? I imagine every year has a little different feeling entering camp. There's been some years you've been here where you guys have been the subject of a lot of hype and hard knocks and that whole kind of thing. Do you feel like, is this any different? Do you guys feel like you're flying under the radar a little bit more this year?
Yeah, but I kind of would rather have it that way to a certain extent. I feel like this is a year of, like, us having a complete offense, and not just with star power, but with the team-wise and, with the pieces around us in our offense. We got 2 number 1 tight ends. We got Garrett and AD on the outsides. We have a really good O-line, a quarterback, and that's no slight in Geno, because he's you guys have seen what he's done over the last 8-9 years, and then you got myself and Braylon and Isaiah. So I feel like this is a year of, like, not us only having guys with names, but also having a team aspect with the organizational, like, stability. So I feel like this year is, like, it feels very, very like stable. It feels like we have our people, so it's definitely been a positive.
We'll get back to what he said during the presser, but I found the last part interesting. He talked about the organizational stability. That stability is not going to last if they don't win games this year. They're going to have an entirely new coaching staff if they're one of the worst teams in the NFL again. So, look, they kept Glenn, but the coaching staff is brand new on the offensive side of the ball. Really, the defensive staff is brand new besides a few assistants that Glenn retained. So, the only stability that they have is they paid him. And part of paying Breece Hall is you say things like that at the podium. So, I don't know if I'm buying that. I do agree with him assessing the talent on offense, at least. They have a good O-line. Geno should be competent. They should have a good running back room led by Breece, of course. Garrett Wilson is Garrett Wilson. The tight end room, we'll see about Sadiq, but in theory, he should be an elite player in the next couple of years. That's what you drafted him for. So I agree with that part, but you can't tell me that there's organizational stability when the entire coaching staff minus Chris Banjo basically turned over.
Yeah, the entire coaching staff, it was like 9 or 10 coaches, right? Something like that got fired. A lot of new players coming in and out. Now they are, like, keeping some of their upper tier talent around, but, like, even Sauce is gone, Q is gone from last year. So, like, the stability is, I guess, Banjo, Muji, Glenn, some players left over. But like you said, and like all Jets fans know, this is Glenn's year, and if he doesn't prove it, he should be fired. So hopefully they have stability. Hopefully Glenn is a part of it. Hopefully Breece is a part of it, but there's no such thing as stability in this organization right now. And then as far as the offense stuff, there's a lot of potential, right? Like Sadiq could be a 1. Taylor could be a 1. I'm higher on Taylor's outlook than most Jets fans, but he's still not proven to be a 1. He could end up being a good 2. Like just because of one good year from a player does not mean they're going to build upon that. We really never know how it's going to go. So I think he'll be a 1 or could be, but not guaranteed. He's too wet behind the ears. Sadiq, you have no idea. He could be top 5 tight end in 5 years, or he could be a 3rd string tight end in 5 years. I like the potential of AD Mitchell, but it's just potential at this point, even though I think he showed a little bit more on film last season than maybe some people realize. And then Omar Cooper, potential, or he could be Elijah Moore. Like, so this offense can be very good, but it's definitely not guaranteed to be very good right off the jump. The talent's going to take a little bit of time to adjust and just to the NFL level, the scheme, all that stuff. So they might be better at the end of the season now or at the beginning of the season. And of course, all the, bunch of hard games in the beginning, I'd rather have it flipped where you kind of set them off on an easy runway. And then once they get that chemistry and the rookies kind of get some mileage on their tires, then we play the bad teams. But that's not how it works out. So I'm hoping for the stability, but we'll see. I'm, again, gun in my head right now, I'm not going to say it's going to be very stable after this year, but I'll hope for it at least.
Let's hope. Let's certainly hope. We'll get back to Brees in a moment here. Plus, you'll hear from Demario Davis. Let me announce what our raffle prize is today, because it's an awesome one. How about a signed Chad Pennington football with the display case included? Chad P. signed ball up for grabs for anyone who enters the Asmaniac raffle during the show. We'll spin the Wheel of Champions at the end. Marvelous is the first to enter during this show. That was fast. How about 5 gifted memberships from Marvelous?
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Marvelous, thank you. Here are the 5 people who got channel memberships from them. Mendoza Zange, the Omni Gallant, Danger Zone, Little Soup, and Chris Luther all receiving a gifted membership, playing to win that Chad ball at the end of the show is Marvelous, and so should everyone else who wants to enter for their chance to win. New set of weekly prizes. How about this? Prize 1, signed Darrelle Revis football. Prize 2, signed Garrett Wilson football. Prize 3, D'Angelo Pons signed helmet. That will be raffled away, those 3 items, during our weekly raffle on Sunday. So enter for your chance to win any of those prizes throughout the week. All right, more from Brees Hall, and then we'll hear from one of the guys who you know is going to be one of the captains this year, Demario Davis. Here's more from Brees.
Describe in the time that you've been with Geno, what you see in him so far. Did you do the workouts with him? Were you down to Florida with him?
Yeah, all of the first half of the offseason, me and him were working out in Florida together. But just a super cool, chill guy. Never get too high, never get too low, and just seeing how his process is the same thing every day. And then just seeing like that prototypical like quarterback, that pro style, like get the ball out, wants to throw the ball, like, you know, it's been crazy just to be around all the quarterbacks I've gotten to be around. Obviously, you play with the Hall of Famer for a few years and get to see that, but then seeing Geno, seeing his process has definitely been a blessing, and getting to have conversations with them, be in Bible studies with them and everything like that has been cool for sure.
I know you came in the last year wanting to cross that 1,000-yard threshold. Now that you've done that, what's next for you? What do you want to accomplish?
Yeah, you know,
win games.
You know, I've always feel like I may not be the most talented, but I'm one of the more talented guys in the league. Haven't always been in the best situations for me to really showcase everything I could do, and I feel like we have a lot of pieces around us that'll make my life easier, make Garrett's life easier, and you know, make it to where, you know, defenses have to defend more than just us, you know. So I definitely think, you know, coming into this year, you know, for me it's the same. I want to go out there and essentially every day I'm competing with Garrett, who's going to be the best player on our offense. That's how I think every day. So, you know, obviously that's my brother, and, you know, we support each other to the fullest, but for us, it's like we're always in this mini competition of like, let's go have fun, but like today I want to be the best player that we got on offense. So it definitely pushes you to be a little bit better. Then you got a guy like Braylon and Isaiah who they want to come take my spot too. So for me, it's like, okay, I got to come out here and put my best foot forward and prove that I'm the best out here every day.
How would you?
Who is the best player on the offense, Joe?
It's Garrett Wilson and Membu, in my opinion. I think Brees probably third.
I agree.
That one.
I was going to say, if you were going to say Membu, I think by the end of the year, we're going to say Armand Membu is the best player on the offense. And that's not a slight at Garrett. I think Armand Membu is going to be an all-pro level player. And Garrett could be that, but so much has to happen for him to get to that, like the right coaching and quarterback situation. Membu could just dominate right tackle, and Aaron Glenn could be the worst coach ever, and it wouldn't affect him. Like Joe Thomas went to the Hall of Fame playing left tackle in Cleveland his whole career. So, you know, if you're an elite tackle, you're kind of dummy proof as far as your coach affecting you, you know?
Yeah. Myles Garrett on the opposite side of the line with the Browns. So, yeah, I would say it could be Membu. I think Membu is going to be sniffing like Pro Bowl level this year, and then maybe the All-Pro takeoff is in year 3. But Garrett Wilson has a larger pool of competition, right? There's a lot of good receivers in today's NFL. So even just to be sniffing the top 10 is really impressive. Where right tackle, it might be a little bit easier competition. But yeah, in terms of like, it's a really hard conversation. And it's not one I even thought about having, but like if you were to draft one player on the Jets right now for the future of the Jets, it might be Membu. I would probably take Membu just because Garrett's 26, 27. Membu is 21. So Membu might be the first pick on the Jets roster if the entire league was redrafted. And we did a film review on him a few weeks ago. I'm super excited about him. And I like that Brees is seemingly bought in after the contract. I hope it makes him a better leader. We've spoken about that in the past. I do personally wish he would take more responsibility himself for some of his down years, because he wasn't in the best situation possible, no doubt about it. But I'm pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong on the stats, in 2024, he led running backs in fumbles. He led running backs in dropped passes. And his vision was just not good. And I think he broke 7 tackles in all of 2024. So his 2024, regardless of bad situation, good situation, he was a bottom tier starter in 2024. It's undeniable in my opinion. So I would like to see a little bit less of the blame game with Brees and be a little bit more of a leader and said, yeah, I could do better. I figured out ways I can improve my whatever it may be. But it does seem like he's bought in. It does seem like he's happy. He's one of the superstar players for you. So that's good. I'm hoping they're excited about Geno. I don't think anybody's going to be more excited about Geno than they were Rodgers, but hopefully Geno even can maybe outperform what Rodgers did with the Jets a few years ago. So we'll see. I like that he's bought in, but please take accountability for yourself and don't just push it off on everybody else.
I think that is very well said. Ladies and gentlemen, today's Jake Asman Show is brought to you by my friends at Circa. Circa has not 1, not 2, but 3 pro football betting contests. Circasports.com to get all the info. We're going to be out in Vegas at the end of August. We'll be signing up for the Circa Survivor or the Circa Pro Football Contest, where we got to make 5 picks against the spread every week. If you're interested, again, circasports.com. We've talked about Circa for years. We had the Asmaniac Road Trip game out in Vegas. Circa was an incredible host. It's my favorite place. The best sports book, best outdoor sports book, great restaurants, great casino space. It's awesome. So book your next vacation at Circa. But if you're a bettor, if you're super into pro football betting in particular, I mean, these are the best contests we're talking about here. $30 million guaranteed in prize earnings between these 3 contests that you see there on the screen, including $20 million guaranteed if you're the winner of the Circa Survivor. So think about that. And again, circasports.com for all the information on each of these contests. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Chad Pennington signed football and display case up for grabs at the end of the show. Derek, the Kansas Jet fan, gifted a membership. Thank you, Derek. We're just talking about Brees. Brees is his profile picture. He's in the raffle for 1. Harry W. in the raffle for 1. He gifted a channel membership. Let's go. Man with a rake with a super chat. Kicking is actually important. Are we good to go? Skeptical. You won't know until you see it throughout the summer. If Jason Saunders stinks, they're going to bring in a different kicker. Remember, this time a year ago, Nick Folk wasn't a Jet yet.
Yeah, I think you've made this comparison on the show with me where they're kind of like the relief pitchers. You don't really know good years to bad years. So can Myers be in for a good year? Hopefully he is. If not, it may cost the Jets some games in a season where Aaron Glenn needs to win every possible game to save his job. So to ignore that position, especially I think just in general mostly, but especially considering the position you're in, where you're probably going to be in a lot of tight games with some of these teams, like kicking is going to make that difference in at least probably 2 or 3 games this season. So to lock down a good kicker would have been smart. Again, losing Nick Folk for $1 million or $2 million, whatever it was, I think is really dumb considering we have like it's not like he's super comfy in his job. You have $100 million next year. You can always roll some dead money over if you want to. They still have like 25, 30 million. I forget exactly what it is, but they have plenty of money to play with. And again, if I was coaching for my job, there's no way I let Nick Folk walk out, who missed 1 or 2 field goals last year and has only missed like 5 or 6 in the last, 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been. Like has had some crazy numbers. So it's not locked down right now. We have no idea what's going to happen with kicker transparently. So hopefully they address it. They need to address it, but you just don't know, right? Like Greg Zuerlein was great one year. Greg the Leg paid him a big contract and he sucked after. So it is really, really hard to predict kicker seasons, but hopefully we get lucky or hopefully not. We don't know.
Yeah, let's see how the year goes. Shake and bake. Out of every rookie we have, which one is most likely to win Defensive Rookie of the Year or Offensive Rookie of the Year? Hey, look, people could be cute with this. I'm sorry. if you're not saying David Bailey for defensive rookie of the year, you don't know ball. He's the second pick in the draft. All right. He would be the pick here. You might like D'Angelo Pons. I certainly do. He's not winning rookie of the year over David Bailey. It's not happening.
I was actually going to say VJ Payne, but no, yeah. So it's Bailey. He has a chance to make the biggest impact. You're not going to see a ton of impact from slot corners in relation to like fan voting, right? Because this one's fan voted. So unless you have like a bunch of pick sixes or something like that, you're really not going to see the impact from slot. So yeah, it'll be Bailey. If he's creeping up towards 10 sacks or something like that, 8, 9, he'll be in consideration for it. No doubt, as long as his pressures are consistent and he's not just, playing 30% of the snaps on those passing downs. So he definitely has the best shot. And then offensive the rookie of the year, I would probably say it's Cooper. Again, I do think Sadiq's gonna be a little bit more of a slow burn with how raw he is coming out of college, and then all the positions are gonna already ask him to do on top of already being a tight end, which in my opinion, like I said before, I think it's the second hardest position to transition to at the NFL level. Because they're both blocking and receiving. So there's a lot on your plate. And then add the H-back, running back, fullback, flexed out wide, big slot for Sadiq. It's going to take a lot of time, I think, to get adjusted to his role. So I think Omar Cooper will have the chance to make the bigger impact right off the jump. So I would say Cooper. I doubt it, though. But Bailey, realistically, if he's not in the top 5-ish conversation of defensive rookie of the year at the end of the season, then I would say it's disappointing, right? I think you'd agree with that, Jake, especially considering the fact that he's 23 years old. So pro ready, pass rusher, ready to go right out the gate right now. It's not like he's 20 years old and super raw. So if he's not in that conversation, then you may have missed on your second overall pick. And obviously, again, everybody's progression isn't linear, so he could have an okay year 2 and then blow up in year 2, 3. I recognize that. But in general, just speaking in generalities, I would like to see him at least in the top 3 to 5 of defensive rookie of the year voting.
100%. I'd go Cooper over Sadiq just because of the adjustment it could take to learn that position for rookie of the year offensive wise. So I think Omar Cooper Jr. can have a big impact. The best answer would be, and this is a dream scenario, Cade Klubnik somehow plays so good and he's offensive rookie of the year. We got our quarterback. We got 3 first-round picks. Joe Blewett, we're ready to go.
I was gonna say that, but I'm like, okay, now I'm competing for one of the best co-hosts. I have to be really smart in my takes. So no, but then again, I was told that Sabo made quite an impact the last show he was on. So I'll
send you the clip. I'll send you the clip. Robbie Sabo screamed and yelled over us calling out how bad he is at blackjack. I mean, it got intense on the show last week.
I can't speak so much to blackjack because I've only played it like once or twice hammered, and I was pretty much told what to do by the table. So I can't speak too much to it. But I've told Sabo this in the past. I sometimes he can tend to outthink himself. So I'm assuming that's maybe what happened with blackjacks. And if he's drinking and stuff, maybe it's even more so. But I gotta watch Sabo on that one. But yeah, I was thinking about saying the same exact thing. Like Klubnik, if Geno Smith goes down, but even if he does go down, I don't expect a ton. So I think realistically, it's Bailey and Cooper, no doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a 5 spot from Jordan Markley. Jordan, welcome back to the show. Good to see your name in the chat. He gifted 5 memberships. He's in the raffle for a signed Chad Pennington football for 5 entries. Hit it. Jets, let's go. Let's go is right. Jets fanatic Devin Finch, FPP, and MB340 all receiving a gifted membership. We have almost 300 people in the room right now, which is outstanding. Hit the like button. Good to see the viewership back. Jet football is upon us. First practice is tomorrow. Glenn speaks at 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. We will be live then to carry it live and react. Big fella says, Osai on the pup list. WTF. That was the one bit of news today. They took Tim Patrick off the active roster and put Joseph Osai on the pup list instead. Now, the report from Connor Hughes of SNY is that it's not expected to be long. So I'm not going to be overly concerned, but I didn't like seeing T'Vondre Sweat be added to the NFI list, which is non-football injury. Glenn, I'm sure will be asked about that tomorrow, because when I hear that, Joe, I'm thinking 300-pound guy dealing with an injury, could miss a couple weeks, and it's a hamstring. So soft tissue injury for a 300-pound fat guy. Don't love it.
Oh, was it a hamstring? I actually didn't even hear that.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't love that for a guy who's 366 pounds. Hopefully he's healthy. When I initially saw it, it seemed like it was going to be a short stint. So hopefully it's not a big deal, but that's something you want to be super, super, super cautious with is the hamstrings and all those soft tissue type injuries. Osai, but now, then again, we've had situations, and this is more so with Salah, where like, oh, they'll be out a week, and then they're out the entire season.
Legs amputated.
Yeah, like that happened with Becton. I think like after the Carolina game, it happened a few times with Salah. So you never really know, but based on the reporting, it does seem that Osai is going to be another short stint, and that's a big thing for Osai, because Osai may play the most reps out of all of the outside linebacker like DN prototypes on the Jets. Like if I had to bet, Osai plays over Enagbari in terms of snaps. Same thing with Bailey, and same thing with Will McDonald. So Osai is a big part of this defense because he's very flexible, or he's very like multiple in terms of playing the pass and the run pretty well. So that's a big one, but didn't seem to be overly concerning based on the reporting. But Sweat, I saw that it was going to be a short stint thing, but now you're saying hammy, little bit concerning. But obviously we have to give it time before we start panicking. But he's probably the most important interior defensive lineman we have, right? Kind of depends on what you think of Briggs and exactly what his position is. But him or Briggs or Bailey, McDonald, like he's one of the top most important pieces for this defense. So they really need him because their run defense was disgusting last year, and Sweat should really, really help.
And let's be real, everything they did this offseason was built around switch to a 3-4, stop the run, unlock the opportunity to rush the passer with Bailey and Will McDonald. So if you lose the guy that was the big addition to the run defense, the big trade, you traded Jermaine Johnson for T'Vondre Sweat, that's a big blow. So they need him healthy and they need him ready to go.
Yeah, and it's a perfect point here, right? Because it's not only like, okay, it hurts the run defense, but in the grand scheme of it, it hurts the pass rush as well, because then they're getting more consistent short down situations. And again, if you're in 3rd and 2, pass run situation, I'm putting Osai and Enagbari in the game for that run game. So it's going to lessen the snaps for McDonald and Bailey undoubtedly as well. Maybe just slightly, like obviously, yeah, they have Onyemata, they have Enagbari, they have Phillips. So I don't think they would be brutal in run defense, but acting like Sweat isn't a massive impact, I guess, pun intended or not there. 366 pounds in the middle of your defensive line is huge, and the run game will be hurt. Maybe it's not drastically so, but you definitely want him in there. He's a tank, man. I really do like the film of what I've seen from Sweat in the past 2 years, and that trade was excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Omar Ochoa in the raffle for one. Marvelous checks in. Need Bailey to have a Hugh Douglas type rookie year. I mean, David Bailey having a Hugh Douglas type rookie year would mean he wins rookie of the year and he has 10 sacks. I don't know if you could expect that from Bailey in year one, but Joe, David Bailey's sack number over at PrizePicks is right around 5.75. So, I mean, I'm expecting David Bailey to have at least 6, if not 7, maybe 8 sacks in year one. Now, I got something new for you, though. Will McDonald's PrizePick number is now out, and they list McDonald at 7.25, meaning he needs at least 7.5 sacks or more to go over this prop. I would play the more. You tell me if that's a smart bet or not. Again, this is at PrizePicks. Use that code HMA you see on the screen. And if you win with a Will McDonald season sack prop, you're going to make some money here depending on your other picks. So, Joe, break this down for us.
Yeah, he had 8 sacks last year, right? Was that the number, or was it 7 last year? 8 sacks last year, and we quite literally just did this review last week, so it should be semi-fresh in the people who watched mine. I think on a normal team last year, in a normal situation where the quarterbacks have to actually take an extra hitch or take a 5-step, 7-step drop, I think McDonald has 11, 12 sacks last year. Like, that's how I think the level he played at. So assuming the defense isn't disgusting like it was last year, even if it was, he produced more than 7.5 sacks. So maybe they're knocking it down a little bit because they're assuming Bailey's going to take his role, but I still think McDonald will play a decent chunk. So yeah, I would smash the over on this. If you're positive on Bailey, fine. I think that's actually a decent number for a rookie in his first year, but I would probably take the over if it was 9.5 sacks with McDonald. I think he's going to get anywhere from 10 to 12 this year. Obviously, it could be wrong. Maybe it's a situation where, hey, in certain run pass situations, it is just Bailey and it's not McDonald like it was last year. And McDonald only ends up playing 35% of the reps and he doesn't have enough situations to get those sacks. I understand that's a possibility, but again, I would set the over under at like 9.5, or probably like 9.25 for McDonald's. So this one plus the Geno one, I'm going to legitimately invest in.
More. Promo code HMA. Play your first $5. Get $150 in lineups if you win. Shout out to PrizePicks for being our presenting sponsor. Doc Jetfan checks in. Joe, you do a great job with the All-22. Was it my imagination that Mason Taylor was wide open all last year, but suffered from poor QB play?
Yeah. Part of the problem with Mason Taylor too in his rookie year is like he was pretty much an afterthought in the offense where he was consistently like the third or fourth reader, the check down option. And he really wasn't being taken advantage of with his route running and things like that. Like didn't really see him on overs or digs or even in the seam a lot. So he didn't get a chance to produce much yardage. So I call them stat humpers. That's what a lot of people do. They just hump the stats. So they look at his post-game box score and it's like, oh, 3 catches for 9 yards. That's a shitty game. But realistically,
calm your freaky down.
3 of those catches were contested, guy hanging on his back, Justin Fields not putting the ball in the right spot, making it a difficult catch or getting the ball to him too late. So he was definitely open sooner than Justin Fields found him. But I think the biggest problem is they really just didn't emphasize him a lot. And then on top of that all, like I've said, receivers, yards, and touchdowns are a quarterback stat as well. Like you can't expect Garrett Wilson to put up the same numbers with Geno Smith than he would with Matthew Stafford if he was with the Rams. So it's situationally based for some of these guys, but specifically receiver, tight ends type deal, and running backs with their offensive line. We can go down the list, but yeah, he was open. He just needs to be more of an emphasis, and hopefully, as a quarterback, who can actually find him before there's a linebacker, piggybacking him.
What a concept. Big Fella says Tavondre Sweat needs weight loss tips from Beast. Well, speaking of Beast is nominated for an Azzy Award, folks. So let's get voting underway. We're about 36 minutes into the show. We still got a lot to get into, including some sound from Demario Davis. But right now, the Azzy Awards must continue. And today's nominees for the WTF Are You Talking About award are Beast, Mad Max, Sean, and Scott. Right now, it is time to vote. Who will take home Azzy Award glory? Voting for the Azzy Awards is underway.
Cast your vote for the best. It's time for the Azzy Awards. It's time for the Azzy Awards. Cast your vote for the best. It's time for the Azzy Awards.
Look, I don't want to write anyone off here, but I'd be flabbergasted if Beast does not take home this award.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not overly familiar with Sean, but I've told you I've seen a Scott call before, and Beast you can track sometimes where he's kind of going with some stuff, but Scott, man, I don't know if it's legitimately just about what are you talking about in terms of the directions the conversation can go. I may actually vote for Scott. No offense, Beast. I actually don't think this is one you technically want to win, so don't be offended. But I think Scott would be second up in the running if Beast does take it home.
Interesting commentary there. Very interesting commentary. Ladies and gentlemen, let's check in with the man himself and see how he's feeling as he, of course, is nominated for a prestigious Azzy Award.
People used to call me Pitts. That's why I shave my goddamn body here. That's why I shave my pits. That's why I want to stay fresh.
Why did they call you Pitts?
Because I used to stink. Pocket pool. There we go. There's one. Can we get 2? And no. Not even close. Geno's going to be just fine. Everybody needs to get off his back, including the New York Press, the New York Post, everybody. Get off his back. He's got enough shit that he's already put up with the baby mama crap and all the other shitty shit. Let's get back to the basics. Football's already how many weeks away? 4? It's time to start playing physical. That means leave your drama queen bullshit in the back. Get your boots on. Get your ass on the battlefield and prepare to fight. Prepare to fight.
Yeah, B, sometimes I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
All right, he wins.
Probably going to win that award.
maybe he just increased his chances with that one. Right from Poole to Geno.
Incredible. Omar Ochoa checking in. He's in the raffle for two. Did someone say Chad P? Omar, you are in the raffle to win a Chad Pennington signed football. And shout out to the seller I bought this from, including the display case when I order it. So Chad P, football and display case up for grabs today at the end of the stream. He wants to know if we would trade for Vita Vea if Sweat's injury gets worse. I wouldn't if I'm the Jets because I don't have the highest of expectations. You're gonna have to pay him. He's a really good player. I just don't think I would trade any sort of draft capital right now. And I don't think T'Vondre Sweat's injury is going to be that serious where I would make this kind of move. I understand the thought. Omar is a really good player, but the reason why he wants out of Tampa is he wants a new deal. He's the 12th highest paid defensive tackle. And even today, Jalen Carter just broke the new record for defensive tackles with contracts. So I don't think the Jets would make this move, and I don't think I would either.
Yeah, how old is he? He has to be in his upper 20s, right? Or something like that. I feel like he's been in the NFL for a little bit.
He's 31. Like, he's played a while already.
Yeah. So if he was like in his mid-20s, something like that, and you had like a long-term plan around him, you didn't have T'Vondre Sweat or something like that, then yes. Or even quite literally, if you didn't have Sweat just this season and you're trying to save your season, you need that run stuffer in the middle, fine. But I think it's overdoing it a little bit at that point, especially with the contract that Jalen Carter just got, because Vita Vea is now going to want more. So it's definitely a bad time to trade for him. Been smarter to maybe trade him a week or two earlier if you knew the Carter contract was coming or had some inklings of it. But yeah, the Jets are not in their time of their life cycle to be spending on a 31-year-old defensive tackle. I would save that money for maybe A.D. Mitchell, Fashanu, Mason Taylor coming up, whoever's going to be out on, whoever we need to sign on defense. Like, there's plenty of guys that they can add or re-sign or whatever it may be, where I'm not going to spend that much money on a D tackle. Get me a center next year, get me Fashanu locked up potentially, get me some playmakers on offense, maybe another corner next year before we talk about a linebacker. If both Davis and Sherwood are gone, what's happening at safety after Minka and all these other guys? Like, we have many more concerns than D tackle at this point.
Well said. We're going to hear from Demario Davis in a moment, but first, let's talk about our sponsor today, Brooklyn Bedding. My mattress has arrived. I set it up before the show, and tonight I will be sleeping in my Brooklyn Bedding mattress. And look, between hosting this show, doing radio, traveling, spending way too many hours talking about this football team, I need quality sleep, and Brooklyn Bedding is going to help me do it. That's why I teamed up with them. Got an awesome mattress. I'll share all the details as I get to experience it firsthand. I'm pumped. And look, if you want better sleep, check out the website, brooklynbedding.com. They have something for every type of sleeper, every type of mattress imaginable. This was so fun getting to work with them and pick out what I wanted in a mattress, which is something that's soft, but not too soft. Something that's firm, but not too firm. Right in the middle is how I like it, Joe Blewett. So that's why I can't wait to slumber later, baby. brooklynbedding.com, promo code Jake at checkout, and you can take advantage of their summer sale. With that code, you get 30% off site-wide. That's brooklynbedding.com, promo code Jake. Enjoy with that promo code. On that note, let's hit this from Joe Blewett. Are you kidding me? 5 gifted channel memberships. Hey, now.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
How many former Jet coaching drops do I have? Hit it.
Hello? You play to win the game.
To be fair to Glenn, he's not a former Jet head coach yet, but the other two I played, they were.
Yeah, it's not because I like you or the chat. It's just because I want that Chad Pennington helmet. So I'm out. I'm out for it. I'll add it. Look, I got 1 from Jake, 2 from Jake, 3 from Jake. So I just need a 4th.
You have a great hit rate of winning when you're on, which is like rare because like it's hard to win these things. We always got a ton of people, thankfully, because this community is amazing, that are playing to win prizes every day. So Joe Blewett has had some outstanding luck. Signed Vinny jersey, won a Mangle jersey, and that I didn't even realize when I sent it to you, it was a full-size Wayne Corbett helmet where he inscribed Green Lantern on it. The price I paid for that, by the way, was the price of a mini helmet, and somehow that was a full-size helmet, which is insane.
Somebody got fired from whatever their website that put that up. Probably like, what? $50?
Yeah, it was more than that, but someone got fired for sure.
Yeah, maybe if I get the helmet, maybe the black one will go up on the wall next to this sign, and then I'll put the football here or something. But I'll have a spot for it when I win it. Don't worry.
Love it. Interesting per se in the raffle. Arbel's how about that? The greatness. Joe Blewett and Arbel Reese guy gifted an Arbel's Army channel membership there.
Nice.
Facts and Opinions and Juan Rodriguez all receiving a membership. Let's give some love to our guy Derek, who just sent in another gifted membership. So that's 2 entries today for Derek. And now let's hear from a guy who I think is the ultimate leader of this team. Here's Demario Davis at the podium with some takeaways on training camp getting underway. His third stint with the Jets, his third tour of duty. And here comes training camp for Demario Davis.
Mario, when you look at you and Geno are back here, so to speak. He's talked to us a little bit about, you guys have spoken about that, that dynamic of coming back to a place you've been. What are some of the things you guys talked about and what the experience?
We had our first go around here and we were young, got very experienced in the game and did our best. But then you go off to places and you learn so much more. You get exposed to not just the game on the field, but the game of life. You get what it means to be inside this industry, one of the greatest games on the planet, one of the most entertaining spaces in the world. And you just get exposed and learn a lot. And to be able to accumulate all of that knowledge and wisdom in different locations and then to be joining forces. So we got a chance to reconnect a couple years ago and just kind of catch up on where our journeys had brought us, never thinking or assuming that we would be back here together. And so to be able to rejoin forces and reconnect after some of those deeper conversations is special. And I believe as I get ready to enter into year 15, the thing that just keeps coming to me is compounded interest. And the way that compounded interest works is your old work is foundational to what you are building on. And so we have all these years of experience and all these moments inside of this game that we're able to bring here at the same time and to be able to build on that. And I think it's unique when multiple people are coming together with that type of collective interest. And so I'm excited.
They need him to be healthy, man. This defense is going to be a lot different with him out there versus when he's not out there. And by the way, shout out to Demario for rocking the old school logo.
Yeah.
The Jet gear there. Third tour of duty with the Jets. And when he was drafted, that was the logo back in the day. So I love it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just been in like that windbreaker's been in his closet for however long, and he broke it out, right? Yeah, he seems like one of those guys who's not going to be speaking about the NFL post NFL, talking about how they can't make $100 million livable after the taxes and stuff that we've been seeing in recent weeks, which has been ridiculous. Oh, I made $200 million. I can't live off of it. It's like that is 100% your problem, dude. Yeah, Davis, I was a little bit worried with like, hey, Tyron Smith was really good with the Cowboys the year prior to coming here, and then he completely fell off a cliff. But
he was a second-team All-Pro with the Cowboys the year before the Jets got him.
But big difference, obviously, is that one tackle, you need a little bit more athleticism than you need with linebacker, right? But secondarily, and the most important thing, or I guess firstly, the most important point is that Demario hasn't had the injuries that Tyron Smith has had. Like Tyron Smith was coming here and is okay, well, he needs to be managed in camp and he might miss, 4 or 5 games this year, but for those games that he's playing, he'll be really good. So like there's an inkling of, okay, we should be concerned about this dude's knees, or I think it was his knees. I forget exactly what it was, but Demario hasn't missed a game in I'm not knock on wood because we have terrible luck, but he hasn't missed a game in how long? I think maybe it was one last year, but before that it was like not for years and years and years. So he's been remarkably healthy. Again, knock on wood for that one, not injured. And last year, I didn't really see a dip in play. Now
he didn't miss a game last year. He missed one game in 2024, and that was it. And every other year, he plays 17 games or 16 games. He really is an Iron Man. He doesn't miss time.
Yeah. So after the one in 2024, what was the one before that? Was there any other ones before that? It's like one game in his career he's missed or something like that. It's a crazy stat that he's like the D'Brickashaw Ferguson of linebackers.
So he's missed one game in his entire NFL career, and it was in 2024. I believe it was a hamstring injury that kept him out that week.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. But yeah, no, he was really good last year. We did the film. He looked awesome in many aspects, not just in run defense too. His coverage, he's not the most fleet of foot guy in the world. You also have to consider he's 250, 255, so he's a big dude in general. But he knows where to be at in coverage, and that's something that we haven't had in years, really, since like healthy CJ Mosley. So DeMario is massive to this defense. If not, I'm not going to speak to that. What if not? It's not going to be good. I'll tell you that right now. Because then we got Sherwood and Maui Noah, or Sherwood and Walker, or Sherwood and Ball. Not great. So DeMario is a huge cog to this defense.
Hot take. Maybe it's not a hot take. It's more of a prediction. Darren Muji trades or signs a linebacker before week 1. Linebacker this year is going to be the equivalent of what defensive tackle was last year.
Counter hot take. He trades for an interior offensive lineman because we need a starter there.
I'm glad you brought this up because I made this point. A year ago, Captain Accountability had Joe Tippmann have to compete for a starting job with Josh Myers to be the center. AVT gets hurt, so then Tippmann slides over to guard, and Myers is the center. Joe Tippmann has now been extended. He was better than Myers all last summer. We all knew he was going to be the starting center had AVT stayed healthy. So why are we a year later now, and Josh Myers has just handed the center job with no competition? He should be competing with someone. Like, it makes no sense that we're just going to hand the job to Josh Myers when Joe Tippmann, who's a better player, had to compete with Myers last year at this time.
Yeah, it was like a facade, just like, oh, I do make guys compete, but he really doesn't. Because like you said, Tippmann was easily better, and now Myers just walks into the season as the starting center with no competition at all. And like you said, and I said this last week or 2 weeks ago, 3, 4, whatever, I've been on the show for a while. He was signed to be a backup. Like at that time he was signed, there was no spot on the offensive line for him. So he's a very good, capable interior offensive lineman, depth swing piece. That's exactly what he played like. Now I understand if he were to come in last season and ball out in a new situation and he was near a mid offensive interior offensive lineman or center specifically, I guess, then yeah, sure. Like extend him to a contract. Maybe you bring in some competition for him just to keep him, ready to go. But he performed exactly like what you expected him to last year. And that was a bottom 3 to 5 center in the league, a guy who's a good interior offensive line backup. And that's why in the 4th round, that's the only thing I really didn't love about the 4th round. And again, I have some qualms with it. I would change it a little bit if I could, ideally. But in the 4th round, I didn't think it was worth getting Darrell Jackson Jr. and then trading up for Klubnik. If you love Klubnik that much, take him at Darrell Jackson's spot and hope Darrell Jackson falls. If not, Connor Lew was there. Sam Hecht was there. So there were some guys I liked in the interior of the offensive line. And transparently, did I watch them a ton? No, I could watch them and say they suck. But, based where they were on the boards and stuff, it seemed like they would have been a good pick. And I think walking into a season with Xavier Newman, Inez Cooper, and Max Mitchell as your Max Mitchell's your backup left tackle. So if you even want to consider him a backup guard, I don't know. But let's call it Inez Cooper and Newman as your primary backup interior offensive lineman. I do not love that. So I really hope they swing a trade for a starter. I was really hoping for, was it Pocic last week? We've been talking about for months.
Ethan Pocic. Yep.
And he was signed to wherever he was. I forget exactly where he was signed to, but I would love to see that one. Or Zeitler's out there. Maybe Parham he has that interior offensive lineman flexibility where he can play any of those spots. So I'm hoping they bring in somebody because I just don't think Myers is good enough. I don't understand letting him walk in as the shoe-in starter.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Ozzy Fuller's in the raffle for one.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Ozzy, thank you very much for the gifted membership. Good luck in the Asmaniac raffle, where today a signed Chad Pennington football is up for grabs. Joe Blewett has 5 entries in for the Pennington ball. He could win, or it could be someone else. You got to be in it to win it. Speaking of things you got to be in to win, how about the Azzy Awards? Right now, I mean, this is a runaway. Beastbreaker up 65 to the next closest 17%. In the Azzy Awards, Beast running away with the voting. Another world title for Beast. He will have to add it to his treasure chest of accolades.
Ladies and gentlemen, this 256-pound man, the 8-time Superstar of the Year with 2 Grand Slams, 3-time Dancing Champion of the Year, 3-time Announcer of the Year, 3-time Man of the Year, 2-time Asmaniac of the Month, 2-time Manager of the Year, 2-time Comeback Player of the Year, 2-time Home Run Hitting Champion, 2-time FTW Champion, 2-time Superstar of the Decade, 2-time Rookie of the Year, 1-time Party of the Year, 1-time Football Coach of the Year, 1-time Wildest Hair of the Year, and 1-time Bake Off Champion 1996.
And I'm just getting started.
It's the Great Beast Breaker.
How many immortal champions have walked the aisle and still they still got a belt on their shoulder? You can ask anybody. Ask them all. Demolition. You can ask Axe and Smash. You can ask Crush. You can ask Brett and Jim DeAnvil Neidhart. You can even ask the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. You can even ask Bam Bam Big Van Vader. You can ask Sting. And you can even ask John Moxley and Jake the Snake Roberts. The man that goes, trust me. And come here. Come rail this tree.
Hey, Beast, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
How did you win Rookie of the Year twice?
2000. I hit 16 home runs for the first season, and I was just a beginner. And then 2025, I said, hey, I just got started. Because when I was new here, I was just beginning. Remember, you start baby steps. Then once you get on that ladder and you climb and you climb and you climb and you climb, you get to the top, you earn your stripes and you earn your achievement. And
B, sometimes I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That made a ton of sense. Thank you, Beast.
I'm with Nick though. Like Nick, he typically talks about wrestling or lawns or whatever or pool. So it's typically the same 3 or 4 topics with him. Where Scott can go quite literally anywhere. So in terms of like what are you actually talking about, Beast we kind of know. Scott, I still feel like Scott should be at least in second. If he's not in second, I'm a little disappointed. But I've dealt with many people of these sorts, and Scott is still my number one. So sorry, Beast, if you actually want this award for whatever reason, you'd actually want this award.
He wants this award.
Well, congratulations then, Beast. I'm proud of you.
Barbarossa says that Beast transitioned to a woman for a year to win the awards. I'm not saying I agree, but winners win. Now, Beast, put headphones on so we could get rid of your echo, and you could tell us whether or not this is true that Beast at some point transitioned to a lady and was competing against other women to win some of these accolades here.
Maybe he was in like 2 different leagues. Like he went like CFL to NFL type deal. Could you win Rookie of the Year twice if you did something like that? So I don't know what baseball leagues he's playing in or whatever it is, but yeah, congrats, Beast. I'm proud of you. I'm sure there's plenty of awards, and I'm sure Beast is nominated for plenty of them as well. So I'm sure he's going to be taking home more gold than Michael Phelps at this point.
Did you see Mike Greenberg said that he has listened to the show?
Yeah.
What do you think his thoughts are when Beast Breaker's on the line?
I would love to see his reaction. I don't know. Cause again, like, and you know this, I've told you this in the past. It's like, it goes from very professional to very unprofessional at like the snap of a finger. So you really don't know. But I'd be genuinely curious what his reaction would be.
We're always professional, Joe. Come on.
For the first 45 minutes or an hour, we're usually pretty good.
To anyone who's questioning the content, you try talking about a team that's missed the playoffs 15 straight years for 4 hours a day and come back to me.
Yeah, and sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays, right? Jets Collective too, so it might even be more than that. So, yeah, I don't even do that, so I don't envy you there. I just have to watch it 1,000 times over again, which might be worse. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you have a rough too, believe me.
Yeah.
Joe Blewett has to rewatch all these games over and over again to dissect why the Jets suck. We watch it once and go, they suck. Joe then has to figure out, well, why specifically do they suck, which is not fun.
Yeah, it's I would say for me, it's probably a minimum of like 10 to 15 hours of watching film a week during the season and the postseason and draft time and all that stuff. So yeah, from August to about January, I'll be watching 10 to 15 hours a week of just the Jets. So I really do envy people who can just turn it off or just drive home and just not think about it for a week. But I have to be on this show on Tuesdays, so I have to Monday morning. I'm grinding the film until basically Tuesday when I appear again. So it sucks. So hopefully they're better.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's find out if he previously transitioned to a woman, as Barbarossa said in the chat.
Stringing the cheese. Is this guy stupid? I think he sounds stupid. First of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Second of all, you got to have the brains enough to be stupid to be a woman. Second of all, I'm no woman. Just because I have the Japanese look and the clean suave, I think it's called you either got to be brain dead or no, I'm in space. Well, you know why you're in space? Because you are on a different planet, pal. It's called Planet 14. You ever hear of Planet 14? Where you're on another planet and you're flying high as a kite going, yeah, man, I feel good, bro. Yeah, that's
Hey,
right.
question
And
for
you
you,
know what
Beast. You wrote that you're going to get Amanda the best Christmas present. What are you going to get her?
You bet your ass. Because come on. With a 3.2 GPA, IQ 140. What does that tell you? Brains. See, brains and brawn and beauty. Do you know all those three rectify the eye of the beholder? Did you ever read The Eye of the Beholder?
So what are you getting her for Christmas?
So don't worry. That's for me to know and you to find that out. Time will tell when the time is right. Just remember, take it slow. And I'm going to say it like Stifler. Take it slow and let the good times roll. Daddy-o!
Covered a lot of ground with that call.
So two things. I would like to see a live, maybe you should do that live, open that gift live, because I'm genuinely curious what it would be. And I have to admit, the first time I didn't meet Beast, I was staring at him for quite a long time, wondering if he was a Japanese woman or not. So he got me. He read my mind.
When I think of Japanese ladies, I often do think of Beast. So
yeah,
it all makes sense.
Perfect resemblance.
More calls right now, ladies and gentlemen.
He's the brother man, Kansas dude who loves the Jets. He's the brother man, can't be more polite and chat. He's the brother man, they call him Derek and he's totally cool. He's the brother man, he's Derek, the Kansas Jets fan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Derek.
How we doing, man? Pleasure to see you guys. Joe, great work as always. Man, I was trying my hardest not to laugh my ass off screen there. Fucking, I know that Beast definitely wants that plaque to hang up. He's got a big old, and he's got to have that other echelon of things that he can hang on that beautiful mystique of all the trophies that he won. My personal favorite man of the year. I got him going that back to back, but thanks so much for having me, guys. I kind of lost my train of thought with all that going on.
Well, while you maybe try and think of it, Derek, I'm going to put up
go.
all the titles that Beastbreaker has won. So 8-time Superstar of the Year with 2 Grand Slams. My personal favorite title, though, is the bottom right. He's a 1-time Bake-Off champion back in '96. Joe, your thoughts?
Can I raise issue with this list, actually? Because I've heard on this show that he is an ear infection survivor as well.
3-time ear infection.
3-time. That's not on this list. What are we doing here?
B, should we include 3-time ear infection survivor?
That's a little rather insulting. I rather like this, but this is appropriate and it fits the equation. Plus, I'd rather have my name right up there with the other list of names that have paid their way, busted their ass in blood buckets of blood. You take the likes of the great Lou Thesz. You also take the likes of the great Vern Gagne. You also take the likes of even George Hackenspitz and Jim Lundis. Who do you think? Even Gene Kaniski.
Yeah, B, sometimes I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I don't know if there's ever going to be a drop better than what Carl blessed me with that one.
That one is goated. I wanted to ask Beast if all the people of the names that he was mentioning were 3-time ear infection survivors as well.
Oh, I don't think so, Pally. See, you want to earn your keep. You want to earn your colors. You got to fight. You got to bleed. You got to sweat. You better take a beating, and you better ask for more because let me tell you this: you only live once.
Just leave a message. Just leave a message. Thank you,
Derek. I think you got your answer.
Well said. Thanks so much for clarifying that for me, Beast. I don't think I would have been able to sleep tonight without that one. Thank you, Beast and Jake. I just had a quick question for you. One, so thankful football's back. Like, I know we're not in pads yet. I think Jake told me yesterday it's going to be till Saturday. So I'm really intrigued to see what happens when the pads get slapped on. And,
it could be, well, they're going to practice, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to go full. Yeah, it could be Friday. I don't think they're going to go like full contact. Yeah, exactly. They'll do uppers. I don't think they're going to do like live tackling when we're there Saturday, though. I'd be surprised.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to see that pop up in my feed, and then we'll have a lot more conjecture to talk about in terms of the team going forward. Somebody mentioned it yesterday on Jake's show, Joe. I wanted to ask you, is there a jet that like maybe not a lot of people are talking about right now that you might expect to like have a breakout training camp? Maybe somebody that's not a rookie or a free agent or something that you're looking at?
It's a hard question to answer in July because we talk about every single possible thing. The only guy I will say, and I know I'll get heat for this, I am not glazing this guy at all. Aaron Smith got open a few more times than I expected last year, going back and watching him. I'm not saying that he would have had a great year if he's on a better offense, but maybe he could have put up, instead of like 5 catches or whatever he had and 50 yards, maybe he could have had 12 catches for 150 yards and maybe a touchdown or 2. I see Isaiah Williams in the chat too. That's another answer because he produced a little bit last year. But Arian Smith, I would say, like, I'm really reaching there because we've really talked about a lot of things. But that's a guy that I'm hoping to see an impact from because you'd like to see him overtake Tim Patrick's role, right, as the 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. I like Isaiah Williams. I'd say Stiggers. Stiggers is another guy. I think it was a little bit more impressive than I thought last year. So if he can continue to build upon that and be like the 4th or 5th and be, signed like, Brandon Echols was, obviously not by the Jets, but another team. Maybe he can fill that role as a good, capable depth guy. But again, purposely reaching because it's July 28th. So we've talked about every single thing possible at this point.
Yeah, that's fair. How do you feel about the cornerback room depth overall? Are you comfortable about it, or is there somebody you're eyeing on the waiver wire that we might be able to snag in training camp, or where are you at right there?
Yeah, I love the depth. I really do. I like 2 through 5 with that room. I like Stiggers. I like Pons. I think Brownlee's a good slot backup or like a dime player. I think it's not depth that they're missing. It's really just a true corner 1, right? Hopefully Izzy Thomas could develop into that role and be cornerback 1 after the season, but is Stevens going to be here post this year as a cornerback too? Like that's a big question. So I'm okay with the depth, no doubt. I actually think the depth is good, but I think they're missing a starter still at this point.
Yeah, I think that's fair. What about linebacker or on the interior offensive line? I heard you mention Zeitler earlier. Is there anywhere else at linebacker on the interior line that you might be looking at off the waiver wire?
I was looking at Potrick and Zeitler for a while, so I don't really know much past that just because I don't have the list in front of me. And in terms of linebacker, I know there's a couple of guys out there, right, Jake? Like there's Okariki's out there. I think Bobby Wagner's out there. So maybe those guys are, Milano. Maybe those guys are looking for like starting gigs though, where maybe you have to go to like the 2nd and 3rd tier of guys who'd be okay with being a higher paid backup. So you probably have to dip into like the 4th or 5th guy in that list. But I think it's worthwhile because I'm not very faithful in Walker or Ball or whoever else it may be.
Nice. Heck yeah. All right. Well, I might let you guys get some other callers on. Thank you so much for the time. I hope you and the fellow Ass Maniacs have a wonderful day. JETS, Jets. We're back, baby. Let's go. We're
Derek,
back.
We are back, baby. Don't let go of the rope.
Just don't let go of the rope.
All right. What ridiculous phrase is Glenn going to give us when he speaks at 10:15 tomorrow? Every time he speaks, there's something, man.
Maybe one like Beast where if you get beat up, you have to ask for it again because you only live so long. Because that's what I do when I get my ass kicked. I say, again, please, again, sir. So, I don't know. It was funny because I was thinking this show was going to be Aaron Glenn. We were setting it up. And then you're like, oh, Geno, we have to talk about Geno Smith again. I'm like, oh, great. For the 5th time in 6 weeks, I have to talk about a bunch of Geno Smith stuff. But I'm hoping Glenn just doesn't put his foot in his mouth as much as he did last year. And is just genuine. I think he tried to be a little bit of a character last year and was trying to be who he thought he should be.
Coaching. It's coaching. Because he can do it. It's just coaching. That's all it is.
Yeah. Just be yourself. Don't insult other staffs and stuff who have proven more than you have or whatever, maybe your players or just speak normally.
Yeah. Just don't create a headline. Yeah. Don't say play calling your superpower. Don't say Geno Smith's going to lead you to the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
Just be normal.
Yeah, no, it would be nice. Obviously, it's really not that big of a deal. In totality, if he wins, it doesn't really matter what he does in the media.
We already ruined all the good grace from last year. So yeah,
But when you lose the way you do it just compounds our anger towards you, So like he really pissed people off with some of the competition stuff and anointing Justin Fields and stuff. And I get it. Like you want to be confident in your players and you want to instill confidence in them, but there's also a limit to how much confidence you can instill in them, right? Like you don't need to go overboard with some of the comments And I think the biggest way he put his foot in his mouth in the media, and tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like you have a better memory for this stuff specifically. Talking about the frickin' Broncos game, and I would have thrown a Hail Mary if that happened again. The next week, same situation, doesn't do it. Like that was probably that was one of the biggest gripes I had with the entire season, that he literally said it and did the same exact thing the next week. So again, it doesn't matter all that much in the grand scheme of it. If he wins, fine. We'll deal with whatever the media is, which I do think people tend to overrate, whether somebody's like jovial or somebody's more like calm and relaxed, whatever it is, because like there's been people like, oh, Pete Carroll's the best coach. He's so energetic on the sideline, hypes up his guys. We don't want those guys who are just like quiet. Bill Belichick he didn't say anything on the sideline. He's just sitting there doing nothing. So as long as you win, it doesn't really matter what personality you have and stuff. And a little bit same thing in the media. But again, I think it just compounded our anger towards him last year. So I'm hoping he doesn't put his foot in his mouth, but we'll see.
I'm gonna do my silly dance, cause we're built like shit. What kind of a question is that? We have the moral victories. My team has no wins. No wins.
God.
Yeah,
that was rough last year. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, that was rough. Again, I think I recorded my first Fernando Mendoza play on like October 13th. So we're talking about like 5 weeks into the season. I'm hoping that does not happen again. Yeah, it was historic. That was the worst year I've ever been a part of.
Legitimately. I agree. I think that was the worst, because as bad as year 2 of Rodgers was, and like all the just like it cratered and Salah there was like, well, there's going to be a new regime coming in, and that provides hope. There was nothing. Like they kept the head coach. The job was looked at as incredibly unattractive, which I get. And it's just like, we're just in this for another year. So it's like he either figures this out or it's a miserable year. Now there could be some light at the end of the tunnel with a roster that's attractive for the next coach, but we still got to get there. So please be watchable this year.
I think you can argue 23 because of the injury, and I already booked my flight for Dallas and stuff, but there was still, like you said, that hope of Aaron Rodgers the next year, build the roster, all that stuff. So that's an argument. I think you can argue 12 was a really bad year. Just how quickly we hit rock bottom after 9, 10, and a little 11 being decent. So I would say 12, 23 or last year were definitely the worst. To me, it was the worst last year because there was no hope. There's nothing to build upon with that situation. And then you get deeper into the quarterbacks and stuff, and their seasons play out, and it's like, okay, a one-horse race. Simpson's probably not going to be in play at 2. So what the hell do we do? We're getting blown out consistently. I could pretty confidently say that was the worst year of my Jets fandom. It was awful. So,
God, better days ahead, Joe Blewett.
You have to hope. Maybe not in this year again. I know people are like, oh, they hate Aaron Glenn. Again, we're just kind of reacting to what he's shown us so far. So I don't want to have like unfounded optimism in a guy who's proven absolutely nothing to me. I'm hoping for it. But at the minimum, I think that we have a lot of hope in 2027 and forward with all this capital they have. The thing that makes me nervous is he kind of finishes 7, 8 wins. They're kind of sketchy. We extend them, give him all this money, give him this quarterback, and then he sucks the next year. We fire everybody, and the quarterback is starting with his hands tied behind his back. So I'm hoping it either really, really works out or it blows up and nothing in between.
At least we know that our field goal protection is outstanding.
Just that, even on some of the small detail things that people really don't look at, and that's on our field goal block, the field goal team. Last year we had 3 blocks in our field goal. This year, I mean, we had no blocks, and we were at about 98%. So, as far as
that's what it's all about, field goal protection.
Yeah, that, and like what run did you reference? You referenced like some run like down in a game or whatever it was. Or like you're down like
that was the most
points.
Pathetic press conference in the history of Jet press conferences, and I lived through the Adam Gase introductory press conference. He was asked, what's an example of like the brand of football you want to play as the head coach, and he cited a drive against the Jaguars where they were down 20-something points late in the third quarter or early fourth quarter, where they ran the ball well and got a couple first downs. The Jaguars were playing prevent defense at that stage of the game.
Yeah, I forgot about what team it was. I said Panthers initially, but like, no, we weren't down that much. But I remembered it was some type of big cat. But yeah, that's not the reference you want to go to when talking about the type of team you want to be. You know, getting blown out by the Jaguars is not something I'd think of. But yeah, we'll see, because the players quit on them at a certain point last year, and it wasn't late into the season, because the Cowboys game, I remember multiple reps of Stevens not running and Sherwood not running even after they blew their assignment. So you have to hope his team plays for him and follow him into war and all this stuff. It's all great in July when everybody's rah, but you start losing some games. We'll see, because like Philip said to you last year, it snowballs quickly with this locker room, with the mindset, with just the overall feel around the media, the fans, how they show up, how they interact with you on social media. You go 0-4, 1-3 to start those 4 games. Just wait. It's going to get really, really ugly. And I'm of the mindset of, listen, like, as soon as it gets to that point, yeah, I think he should be fired. But why fire him at that point? He might be the best tank commander we have. So just let him ride it out. And then you're not like building up the reputation of, okay, but you're firing multiple coaches only a year and or only halfway into the season or whatever it may be. So we'll see. Again, just based on last year, I don't have a lot of hope he would be a historic outlier like you've outlined 1,000 times. So you gotta hope for it. But yeah, there's a reason to
say. Just trust me, have faith in what we're doing.
That was my favorite. Trust me, bro. That was his answer.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's 5.5 for a reason. And the NFL is ran by, head coach, quarterback, OC type deals. And they have massive questions at every single spot. So it could be if Glenn is the Glenn of before he came to the Jets and coaches the defense as well as he did the Lions that last year, if Frank Reich can rewind the clock 10 years, if Bill Musgrave can rewind the clock back 10 years, if Geno Smith can rewind the clock back 2-3 years, fine. It's going to be great. I don't know what the chances of all those things happening at the same time, but we can hope. We can hope. As you know, I sent you the text. I will be there on the 25th. I don't know what week is that, like week 7 or 8, 9, whatever week that is. I'm hoping we have a winning record, or at least close to it, so we can go in and, okay, so at that point we're week 7. So let's hope for 3-3 at that point. Maybe even if you're not 3-3, 2-4, so you can go 3-4 in that game. And okay, we have the Raiders coming up. Now we could be 4-4. Like, we can be talking about a season. I do not want to be showing up to that game with the Asmaniacs and the Jets are 1-5 or something like that. And it's possible. I'm just definitely not hoping for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Joe Blewett has been our guest. Joe, I have one last question for you before we let you run. You ready?
I don't know.
Who want to fly with the Jets?
I'm gonna fly to watch that Robbie Sabo interview from last week. I've been hearing a lot about it. So
yeah, check it out.
I heard it's not a clip. It's like a 45-minute segment. So I gotta talk to Robbie maybe after this. I don't know how did he embarrass JetX? That's the question. I don't know.
Blackjack with Robbie Sabo, an experience unlike any other. Go watch last week and you'll see the magic for yourself.
For somebody who's supposed to be smart and analytical, I don't know. We'll see. Robbie gets too much into his own head, so he might.
Sometimes you got to, according to Robbie, sometimes you got to assume the dealer actually has a 9 underneath his card, not a face card. Hey, go watch. You'll see. It was outrageous.
Yeah. I'll have comments on it by next Tuesday at the minimum.
Joe Blewett, everyone. Joe, you're the man. Thanks for coming on.
Have a good one, Jake. Appreciate your chat.
Joe Blewett with us from JetX. Chad Pennington signed football up for grabs at the end of the show. Great question here from the big fella. He wants to know, how can Beast be a 2-time Rookie of the Year? And look, I tried to ask Beast the question. I didn't get a straight answer. Maybe the Beast Whisperer, his super chat, can reach the Beast and get us what we need to know.
Why the hell is that not right? Pretty soon I'll be 43 with glasses on. Did you need something?
Do you see the super chat on the screen?
Did I plant water? Did I put the water in the plants today? Yes, I sure did.
Answer the question.
I paid my dues already long enough. It's called you got to work the ladder. You got to work the ladder of success by paying your dues and earning your stripes and your keep. Does anyone remember the time when when Big Fella and Six Rings were going head to head, and I came in like Peter Pan, like we are swarming with the sword, and pulled the $50 bounty on
Rejected. Sorry.
That's enough beast for right now. Let's get back to your outstanding calls. Joining us on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man we like to call the Lump Man.
My name is Lumpy, not Lumpy. I'm not De Niro. Just call me Lumpy. I had a mullet the last time the Jets were winners. Don't call me Lumpy, 'cause I'm friggin' Lumpy.
Nothing but internet issues.
You look
That's
great,
what we're
Lump.
having.
You hear me?
You hear me?
Lumpy?
Thank you. I appreciate you. Can you hear me? Because I'm having internet issues all day.
I can hear you. Do you,
Yep,
do you
can
need
you
a
hear
tech
me?
guy?
No.
Uh-oh.
Damn. Let me call back.
Uh-oh. Lumpy? Lumpy?
I know. Reset your browser.
Lumpy, hold on. Stay there. Lumpy, hold on. Stay right there, Lumpy. Don't move. Let me bring on my tech guy.
When a caller sounds like shit and the show's about to split, you need some tech support, call Beast. Bring on the flabby tits. Beast Breaker.
Control Alt Delete is your best way of starting over. Or if you don't have a PC next to you, get your telephone. Hit the restart button on your telephone. I mean, shut everything off, hit the reset. Wait about 30 seconds, and then once you've reloaded, put in your password, then you're all set, and then go to whatever you're starting with, like your YouTube or your Google, and then once you're set, you're good.
And I know it's hard to say. Just trust me, have faith in what we're doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust Aaron Glenn with a 5-foot pole the way his brains have been. He better not talk some stupid shit tomorrow at that conference. I don't want to hear, it's like Legos, man. You got to rebuild and all that. I don't want to hear that. And I don't want to hear about, we just got to review the tape. I don't want to hear that either. I want to hear facts, and I want to hear perfect choices of where you're going to go, how you're going to win, how you're going to do it, and what are you going to do. Because time's now. Time is marching on, and time only goes so fast. Just remember, I remember what Burger Smith once said, when you get to be 81, sure, time's going to go by real fast. But wait until you get to be in your 90s. Then time starts really picking up. Just think about that. Think about the future. Because we're not there yet. We're getting there. Just give it 10 more years. We'll have flying cars. We'll have flying mail. We'll have people with...
When a caller sounds like shit and the show's about to split, you need some tech support, call Beast. Bring on the flabby tits. Beast Breaker.
Lumpy, how you doing?
There we go.
How
I'm
you
doing
doing,
good. How are you?
I've had better, except for the back. Back's a little tight today, that's all.
Yeah. Had to get off that crappy laptop I was on. It's crappy internet. I'm having nothing but internet problems today.
The Lump Man, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. That's absolutely disturbing and hilarious at the same time. I love that.
The tech support you needed, you got from the Beast. So I'm
Yeah,
glad
I
it worked
did.
out.
Yeah, I threw my laptop out the window. That's what I did. when you're in beast mode, that's the beast kind of thing you're gonna do. Jack, I haven't been on in a while. I miss you guys. I can't catch you live a lot, so it's nice to see you and catch you live. Joe Blewett's the man. He did a great job. Really wanted to know his thoughts on, Aaron Glenn not doing a great job last year. So your boss says, here's another thing on your lap, which is the defense. And I want to know exactly how that would make him a better head coach. That's really what I wanted to try to get on to do, but the internet couldn't get in. I couldn't get on fast enough. So what your thoughts are on that?
Look, I brought this up. I think it really comes down to just him being able to better delegate stuff to his staff. Like Brian Duker, I know we joke. It's like, who? but like he's going to have a role on game day, like coaching up the defense to what adjustments Glenn wants, because Glenn can't be focused on that. He's got to be watching the offense in case he's got to challenge a play or decide whether or not they're going to go for it. So he better have gotten that hire right, because while it's Glenn's defense and he's the play caller of the D, he still needs to have guys he trusts coaching. Like being a head coach is like your staff and them coaching the guys in their position rooms during the game. Like you make adjustments. Your position coaches are the ones who got to teach the adjustments, coach up the adjustments. So it really comes down to, did he hire a better coaching staff? Can he handle the additional responsibilities? I'm definitely concerned about it. He sucked as a head coach last year,
right?
In all aspects. Now you're putting more on his plate. Let's hope he hired a better coaching staff to help him. That's the only way it's going to work.
The only change I see too is he brought guys in that implement the kind of system and the kind of team he wants to run. I see that, and I think Muji helped him out with that with the players as well. I think that is something positive in our direction. But then again, you see the negative. I think our first 4 games are just killer, and you've said it 100 times that the first game is really the season. What kind of season we're going to have is going to be portrayed by what we do the first game of the year. And that's a lot of pressure to put on a coach that had a season like they did last year. I want to see a competitive team. I think Muji, I hope he's not making the same mistake that Douglas did. He's doing a lot of great moves just like Douglas did. Who's our backup if Geno goes down? Is Klubnik going to be able to step up? Is Zappy a guy that really can handle a few games before? That was the demise of Joe D, even though he did a lot of good things. So, I was always a Joe D supporter until he didn't have a backup. Just everybody's lauding what Muji's doing, but who's out backup? I mean, I just hope that Klubnik is the guy he was 2 years ago.
You don't have a Chubb for Club?
I always have a Chubb. I'm Italian. That's what's his name. But just that's my concerns there. I love the roster moves. I love the fact that defensive line coach is going to be killer, and I hope Sweat's okay, because I'm really looking forward to seeing what the defensive line is going to do. I think we're going to be a beast on that side. I think people are excited about having a offensive coordinator who actually can call an offense, has been doing it before. You can't have too many new people on the team at the same time when it comes to coaching staff. I think that was kind of the crush last year. But Reich, I know everybody's not, 100% on board. Of course you're not, But I think he's going to give us some sort of stability. You heard Brees talk about stability, and I think he was talking about the head coach, the planning that's involved, and the things he's done as far as being a seasoned coach. I think also the fact that you have a average at best quarterback there, and is going to distribute the ball correctly when he can and when he has the time. I did bring up something. I mean, everybody's talking about Membu. I love Membu. I was a Membu monster. I wanted him, but and people aren't so high on fashion. So I know it's totally different positions. I know maybe as the year progresses, but would that be a possibility to switch to 2? I mean, I don't know what's involved in that, but what do you think?
So what would you want to switch to?
Membu and Fashanu. I mean, Membu's supposed to be after this season. What do you think?
So I don't think you would do that, because Membu's only really been a right tackle, so I don't think you'd mess with it. I'm sure if he had to go and do it, he could, but you'd be weakening your overall offensive line if he wouldn't be as good on the left side. Like, not everyone can do that. Like, something like Lane Johnson's going to the Hall of Fame as just a right tackle. Like, you just leave him there,
Okay. No, I'm just asking because everybody's like not so high. I think Fashanu was solid. I mean, you're not going to get the best guy at every position. We ain't the Yankees of near '96. It's not going to happen. And a lot of New Yorkers feel that way. But just the fact that I'm hearing a lot of stuff about Membu's going to crush it and Fashanu maybe is not what they thought he was. I'm even seeing some busts in the chat, but it's just, I didn't know what the logistics of that were, but it makes sense that he was a right tackle his whole career, and he should stay there, and he's doing awesome there. And, I think Fashanu will figure it out. I think with Frank Reich knowing strengths and weaknesses, I think we'll do fine with that. I really, I'm excited about it, but I just to see the competition a little bit more prepared than we are, especially the first 4 games, not the first one, but the next 3,
Hang in there, Luppy. You got to just trust the process, all right?
Right, and thanks. I like the 2 class clown one, and I like the intro. Thanks to Gator. I mean, thank you for putting me in that. I appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lump Man.
I know it's hard to say. Just trust me, have faith in what we're doing.
It's a real thing, though. Glenn was not good with the in-game stuff and being a head coach. He was awful Tuesday to Saturday because the team was never prepared. Now you're putting more on his plate. Do you hire a better coaching staff? You're going to have a pretty good answer within the first 5 games of the year. They start 0-4 or 0-5. They lose to the Browns. You have your answer. That's why I think week 1 is vital. Can you get off the mat right away and start hot? You buy yourself time, right? Because even if you lose the next 3, at least you play the Browns. You're 2-3 before you play the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Raiders. You can be 3-5 through 8. Like, you buy yourself time by just winning 1 football game to open the year. That's why I think it's so important. All right, last chance to get in on the show, which includes the raffle for the signed Chad Pennington football. We're going to raffle that away coming up here shortly. Let's say hello to the Doc. Doc Jet fan is up next. Hello, Doc.
Hey, Jake. I now you had the show from the Marty Lyons Foundation on Monday, so I guess it's as good a time as to tell the story. You know, it was the mid-'80s, and Doc Jet fan was an intern at St. Barnabas in Livingston, working on pediatrics wing, and Marty Lyons came in with, footballs and balloons, and there was a whole entourage of people around him, hospital administrators, docs, anybody. And I'm an intern. I don't want to get in the way. I don't want to ask anything. But as he's, it's wrapping up a little bit, I mentioned to him that I was a big Jet fan at the time. I was a season ticket holder. And he goes, I'm thirsty. Where's the cafeteria? Come with me. And he peeled away from everybody else that was there. And I realized that he had nobody with him. He just came. He'd gotten in his truck, came to sign some autographs, took some pictures with the press from the hospital. But he was just there to do the right thing. He wasn't It was an amazing moment. The guy that you got to meet on Monday, the guy that we've listened to on radio do such a great job before he retired, that's who Marty Lyons is. So what you saw on Monday, I had 15 minutes of they never tell everything about a person, 15 minutes, but he was unbelievable. Yeah. And God bless him, Jake.
He's the best. I've had him on a couple times over the years, and that's the second year in a row we had him live in person at that event, and he is as good of a human being as you're gonna find. Like, there's no one greater than Marty Lyons. He's awesome.
Totally great. Thanks for your time, Jay.
Doc, great call, great story. Doc's the best with his stories. He's got so many of them. Awesome call by Doc. I saw Derek wrote that Doc's been hitting the gym. We got the guns out, the gun show from Doc Jet fan there. Mike Dems checking in. He's in the raffle for 5. He gifted 5 channel memberships. Mike, thank you. Kelly in the house, a member of the 4%. Kelly Maria gifting 1 membership.
Jet up. Let's go.
Thank you, Kelly. Last call to get in on the raffle. I'm counting all the names. We will declare an Azzy Award winner for the What the F Are You Talking About award. Tomorrow on the show, the Need More Calls Award is up for grabs. The nominees, Leany, King Lowski, Mets 2128, and Amanda Madison, all up for grabs in the Azzy Award tomorrow. But right now, last chance to get in on the raffle and to vote for the WTF Are You Talking About award. Calls right now. Today's closer is on the line. Hit it.
Adam is cool, although kind of basic. He claims he's too cool, though often quite basic. He makes great jet points, looks a little basic. Adam is cool, too cool, but basic. Some would say generic.
Hey, Jake, Doc Jet fan, why the hell did you steal my look, dude? What's going on? What the hell? Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. I think M. Villette and I, we're going to have a wager going. I think that Omar Cooper Jr. is going to have more all-purpose yards than Sadiq this year. And I think we're going to have a friendly wager on it. So we'll have to see which rookie shows up and has the most yards in year 1. What do you think, Jake?
I do think Cooper's going to have more yards than Sadiq.
Yeah, but I want to give M. Villette a little credit because Sadiq could be in the running game. So I chose all-purpose yards specifically because I do think that receiving Omar will have an edge, but Sadiq might be utilized in other creative ways. So I want to at least give him that credit where it's due because that's why he's such an exciting player, right?
Would you say he's a certified freak?
Yes, he is.
7 days a week?
Oh, yeah.
With a hernia tweak?
With a hernia tweak? Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out his obliques.
I was obsessed with Sadiq, certified freak. 7 days a week, has a hernia tweak. Obsessed with Sadiq, certified freak. Trying to critique what I read in Newsweek. Obsessed with Sadiq, certified freak. Trying to take a peek at his manly physique. Obsessed with Sadiq, certified freak. Time to take a leak and play hide and go seek.
Now that's what I call a rap. Except you know who you need in the background? You remember Funkmaster Flex from MTV?
I think the only raps you know are turkey raps.
No. Do you remember Funkmaster Flex?
I do. It's hard to believe we're the same age.
I understand that. I understand that. We Sadiq, certified freak. Just got off the John. Oh yeah, we're running.
Well, anyway, to credit Beast, I will say Beast has a really good desktop support personality. I actually think he's actually very friendly with the customers, to Beast's credit.
He's an outstanding tech support man.
He is. He's really good. I'm a little PO'd because I was looking on the Jets shop today, and you could filter by player and stuff to get unis, and you couldn't. I couldn't find Pons yet. I'm waiting for Pons. I think that's the jersey I want to get. I'm conflicted whether I go for Pons or Cooper. I'm thinking Pons for the funniest reason. It's just that we're the same height, so it kind of tracks.
Pons would be a cool one, but I feel like, well, you're an IU fan, so you might have to get both of them. I don't know.
I have to get both of them at some point. But yeah, the Cooper's available, which is cool. But I definitely want the Pons one. I just have this feeling Pons is, how sick would it be if on like the first offensive play for the Titans, Pons does a pick six? Do you know how nuts everyone would get from that? Picks off Cam Ward, takes it to the house. Can you imagine?
It'd be one of the great moments of my life being there if that happens.
It would be absolutely crazy. Like your ears would definitely explode. People will go nuts. But I think overall, I like the numbers that we were talking about with Bailey and the sacks. I think Joe Blewett was a little aggressive on Bailey. I think that history kind of shows that it takes some time for rookie defensive ends to get the sack numbers. But I think keep an eye on the pressures, because I think that the pressure numbers are going to be off the charts for a rookie. And I know that they're tracking that now in terms of a recent metric. And I think Bailey will get pressures. I don't know if he'll be able to get to the sacks because QBs are really good and to get the ball out, like when it's all said and done. So maybe sack isn't the only metric we got to care about. I think pressures are also really good. I'd love to see him, show off in week one as well. There's no tape on him at the NFL level. I know there's a lot of tape on him in the collegiate level. So let's see some production. And what's great that he also has some veterans to guide him, at various stages in their careers, whether it's Osai or Will McDonald. And I think that's a good thing for Bailey. And I hope that Dunbar also does a number on him and really, elevates him to what we're expecting. Because when you're a top 2 pick, when you're the number 1 defensive pick, it's an expectation that you're going to get votes for defensive rookie of the year. So he really, I'm looking forward to seeing what he has. I like this quiet offseason he's having too. Not going to lie. I think it's a good thing because the hype, if you have too much hype, it's too much disappointment. When
JD wants to know, what do you think Beast would want on his turkey wrap?
Some gabagool, extra mayo, some Swiss, some provolone. I think extra black pepper.
Time out. I'm eating salads right now because I got to get in shape. Now I'm on a little diet thing right now because I'm trying to get in shape right now.
I think that's great.
Hey, I'd rather stick to the positives than do the negatives. I mean, I don't mind pizzas once in a while, but sometimes you got to mix it up a little. You just can't do the same shit over and over again. Got to mix it up. Gordon Ramsay would say the same thing. Change it up.
I like that attitude, Beast.
If you don't change
stick
it up,
with it. Don't listen to Gary with the salad. I think you're doing the right thing.
Gary's brain dead. Let me give you an example about Gary. You remember the old 80s commercial of the drug commercial where it goes, "This is your brain. This is drugs."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it was eggs, by the way, for people that were, born in the 90s and later.
And you know, not a commercial. You know what I say about today's world? Today's world needs to wake up and see what's happening because we don't got much people in the world that are reading books or reading the world or studying because it's the numbers. It's sad, and I'm the only guy that reads papers. You know, I read the GFS models, I read the GPS models, I also read the European models that's happening right now because what's happening right now in our world, it's very strange right now because this summer has been very, if you've noticed, it's been hot, but it hasn't been, it's been crazy kind of hot. You know what I'm talking about by crazy kind of hot?
Chicago is like inferno everywhere else. So I hear
no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, yeah, even Kansas, Oklahoma, Arizona, they're getting hit. They're getting hit way worse than what we're getting. They're getting, and I'm talking way worse. Hundreds, 110. That's terrible. See, we get what we get like upper 80s, high 90s. Then you add heat index and humidity. There's your 1-2 punch right there to the temple, and you'll be going. Whoa.
Is that why you stay indoors? Because it's very hot out?
What I do is I read. See, you got to pay attention about a lot of things because if you don't study at a young age, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
You got to remember
spot
that
on,
too.
Beast. I'm glad you're trying new things. You got me hungry for
hey,
omelets. So thank you.
But see, when I was a kid, I learned a lot of these things like the stock market, the weather, sports. You always read the papers. You know why? It teaches you something called, the brain thinking. See, this is what society misses because why? Because everything nowadays, what is it on? One thing, a phone.
Hello?
A phone.
Everybody's stuck in their medulla oblongata.
I don't like doing that shit. I don't like reading on phones. You know why? They're okay, but I'd rather get the actual newspaper and read. That's easier. Plus, it's fundamentals.
Wasn't there a big fire in Chicago once? So this isn't the hottest Chicago's ever been.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not like last year. Last year was a little, yeah, a little insane. The stock market's actually doing very well right now.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about jets, that boy, he's jamming, he's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stop yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
Oh man, who thinks should win the Vegas? What's the FTF moment? What the fuck moment? Honestly, like what that piece talking about? Honestly, because I think we got a competition between me and you, but honestly, I think you should win this award, Beast. Because honestly, with the F you talking about, because honestly, you talk about some of the most crazy takes I've ever seen. The 35 world belts. That's like what the F you're talking about. You don't have 35 world belts. If you actually had a world belt, you would show me on the screen.
Shut the fuck up. Number one, this is where I'm gonna stop you right here. You don't know what power I got control, and you don't know what kind of strength I got.
That is AI.
We can't see your power with your camera off.
So I'm gonna tell you this: shut your fake clown ass up. You're nothing but a delusional mental case of stupid, and you're also brain dead to the apocalypse. You need to get your head out of your dead ass and pay attention. See, this is what you fail. You fail to realize that what I am is real, and you are stuck in some fantasy world because you're acting.
I mean, your 35 world belts are fantasy, Beast. Honestly, if you had 35 world belts,
shut the fuck up, fake boy. I don't care if you're a soy boy. Go back home and go play with yourself because I got better things to do than playing with idiots like you on a cloudy day.
You're probably talking about
calm your freaky down.
You're talking about yourself with the 35 world belts because it's not true.
Son, do you understand how you act? You're like a parrot. You're like a. That's you because you're a moron.
Because, like, honestly,
hey, my peeps have already said how stupid you are because they know what you're all about.
The only
son.
thing that really is
see, I
relevant
know the
is-
peeps very well. They know what you're all about. See, you're a bum and you have zero to offer.
Because honestly, the only thing that's really real is 2-time Asman in the month. You're not 8-time superstar of the year.
Shut your fake clown ass up.
Because you're not 3-time dancing
You got
champion of the year.
nothing.
It's fake.
No.
3-time
What
athlete of the year, it's fake.
you fail
3-time
to
man of the year,
realize,
fake.
you're a
2-time
failure,
man of
you're
the
a
year,
fraud, you're a
2-time
crybaby, you're a
comeback player of the
bitch.
year,
All you are is a
2-time home
useless
run king champion. It's not real. 2-time superstar of the league, 2-time
Go
rookie of the year. Maybe I'm a
change
big
your
ass-
tampon. Go change your tampon.
Bake off is not real. 1996. Show
Yes,
me a
it
bake
is.
off champion.
Yes, it is, asshole.
Show me your bake off
Go
champion
change
from
your tampon.
1996.
Go change your tampon.
Because because I was at work
You're
yesterday,
a moron.
and when someone told me they won the fight, they sold their world barrel.
Moron.
We are just
moron. You're a moron.
You're not in my league, buddy.
First of all, you've never had pussy. You've never had sex. You've never scored anything. So until then, get your act together and get a reality check because I got something you will never have, pal. So
Hey, congrats on the sex.
else, loser. So I'm gonna spell it out for you. So maybe your dumb ass will learn. Virgin. Virgin. Virgin man, all about it. He thinks he's all the man. He thinks he's got something. No, he's not. He's just a virgin man hiding in his parents' basement all night long. Oh, he can't touch us. That's why I'm MC Hammer, and this guy's a nothing but the Jay-Z wannabe. He ain't got nothing to touch. That's why he got nothing to slush. That's why I got something to. At least I got the plush. And everybody wish Boy Grill. Oh shit! Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Wow. Son of a bitch. Wow. Another card.
He has kidney stones.
I know. Just give me a minute. Just camera.
It's not life-threatening. What a show. What a show. Ralphie, you're in the raffle for one. I'm counting the raffle names here. Adam was outstanding. Our final caller appears to be Joseph, who has withstanded the Beast and Mad Max war to still stay on the line. Joseph, what do you got for us?
Not much. How you doing?
Fantastic, Joseph.
All I got to say, man, is I'm excited for everything that's coming up with Nashville. I'll be there. So
let's go.
Yeah, I got my tickets right before you guys mentioned it. So I'm at 114 instead of 110, but I'll be there. And I'm going to Barstool, so I'll be there for that.
You'll see a ton of Jet fans in your section, I'm sure. And we got hundreds coming to Barstool, Nashville, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been watching the show since Roger's first season in like March. So I'm excited to meet everybody finally for the first time. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm also calling because nobody's talked about this yet. I'm not wishing for anything like this, but I just find it ironic. Geno Smith's last year with the Jets was in 2015 when Fitzpatrick went off and went crazy that year because he got punched in the face. And our last opponent was the Bills, and he obviously flopped. We missed the playoffs. So my projection is Geno Smith goes out with an injury. Cade Klubnik comes in, and the end of the year, we play the Bills. And instead of us losing to miss the playoffs, we win to make the playoffs.
So you think Cade Klubnik leads the Jets to the playoffs this year, Joseph?
Man, I got to be hopeful for something. I mean, I would love Cade Klubnik more because, I mean, I would love for us to go to the playoffs. I don't care who gets us there. I don't think it's going to happen. But to find our franchise quarterback for the future, not waste a first-round pick next year, and have a future, and we can build a team through the draft without having to focus on getting a quarterback would be like chef's kiss for the season. I don't think it's going to happen, though. But, yeah.
So are we just throwing out things that'd be awesome? Like I'd love to have a threesome with Sydney Sweeney and Kendall Jenner.
Well, I mean, you know, you got to be hopeful, Jake. You got to be hopeful. I mean,
right. I'm hopeful. I'm just throwing it out there at you.
Well, you're pretty popular, so you might be able to get back in the YouTube ranks. You might make that happen.
Yeah, I don't know if they're attracted to jet YouTubers, but I'll keep you posted on it, Joseph. Just like
hey, man, you're a handsome feller. So
playoffs, all right?
You're a handsome feller, so you never know.
Joseph, I will see you in Nashville. Can't wait. We'll have a
drink. Hey, man, catch you later, man.
Let's go.
Happy.
Oh, what's wrong, Beast?
I'm going to be peeing a lot. I got to go introduce Mr. Lizard to the Pizzard. I'm not going to piss all over myself.
What a call by Joseph there. I love it. Barstool Nashville, free event. You just got to RSVP. You won't pay a cover charge if you're on the list. Before we get out of here, we got to declare a winner in the Azzies, and we have to give away a signed Chad Pennington football. So before we do any of that, let's talk about our sponsor, ZipRecruiter. One thing I've learned from doing this show, the Asmaniacs always go the extra step. I've had listeners drive hours to our events, help new people feel welcomed in the chat, and share the show with fellow Jet fans just because they believe in what we're building here. Those things may seem small, but when someone goes the extra step, it always makes a positive impression. Great candidates can do the same on ZipRecruiter by explaining in their own words why they're interested in your job. ZipRecruiter is a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first, so you meet the right people faster. Try ZipRecruiter, meet great candidates who will go the extra step for your job. 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, meet your match on ZipRecruiter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that was the final call, but when the Beast Whisperer is on the line, you extend the show no matter what.
He's home, his bell is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his bell is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his bell is on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the jets, super jets. Where the big fella sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. Where's the big fella?
Man, I appreciate it.
Big fella.
I can't wait to see everybody on Saturday, bro. It's gonna be awesome. Chef Kev's place.
I'm pumped. I'm so glad. We got a great turnout, man. We're at like 60 names almost. I looked earlier. It's crazy.
That's so awesome. Looking forward to the chef off, between Brian and Kev. I think that's gonna be dope. My question, okay, is Beast on the line?
Does the day end with the letter Y?
Sure does.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say hello to this man.
Tweet. Stringing the cheese.
Hey, man. Hey, I have a question. All right. I've been thinking about this like since yesterday. What did you win Rookie of the Year in twice?
Well, let's see, 2016 home runs. That was a big hit. And then 2025. Do you remember when you and Six Rings were going head to head? I came in like Peter Pan swarming with the sword, going, and then once I pulled the trigger, I was like, I haven't said Rufus.
I remember. I remember.
I remember you and him were going, and that's when I came in, did the whole little.
But how is that Rookie of the Year?
That was the surprise. See that I went and pulled the Sam Fisher under the ground and just went.
Oh,
I
get it now.
Remember the $50 thing, and you were like, and then all of a sudden you heard the.
Oh, I remember, bro.
Beast, sometimes I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I think it makes total sense, big fella. You didn't.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, how could I even question that, dude? I mean, it's like that's common sense right there. What an idiot I am thinking that, Oh my god. But yeah, like I said, I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday, seeing you. Nashville's coming, can't wait. Great to see. His name was Joseph, who called in earlier.
Yeah, Joseph Meme.
Look forward to meeting you, Joseph. Look forward to seeing old friends and everything. It's gonna be great, man. And we're gonna kick some Titan ass. The chant that they do every first down. They do it like the They do it like, you know, the movie 300.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, they do the oos.
That's it.
Every third down they do. Every time they get a first down, they do that shit. So just be prepared for that. That's what I was
funny.
talking about this morning. I was like, they do this stupid ass chant. You know, it's ridiculous. But can't wait, man. And you know, have a good night tonight. Stay dry. It's been raining like a bitch around here, and you know, we got flooding all over the place. But
Oh yeah, this is a big Grubhub night. I am not leaving the apartment tonight.
yeah, that's a good bet. I mean, Gustbuster is the best umbrella there is, but you know, you want to stay dry tonight. You know, stay inside. So anyway, that's it, man. Have a good night and go Jets, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella checking in. All right, are we ready for the Wheel of Champions to be spun? Aaron in the raffle says, "Are you going to any preseason games?" Most likely not, Aaron. Preseason football is brutal. If I get extra tickets, though, people have tickets they're not using, I'd be happy to distribute them to fans who want it. Maybe you could take your family to the game, give them a football experience. Because, you know, the Jets aren't doing this thing called making training camp tickets available for their fans or doing extra events at Rutgers or Hofstra like they should be to try and accommodate their fan base that is still starving for football despite how dog shit the team has been. But I will do my best to pay it forward if anyone's got tickets. We do need tickets for Saturday if anyone has them. I know there's not many available in general, but if anyone has extra tickets, the amount of people that want to go that can't because they couldn't get one, I promise we'll get them in the hands of people who can use them. If anyone has extra training camp tickets for this Saturday, the only public practice available for non-season ticket
Good
holders.
job.
And then we're headed to Chef Kevin's place right after. Can't wait. Aaron, I got you in the raffle for 2. All right. Why don't we do this? History is about to be made here. We're going to declare a winner in the Azzy Awards. The winner of the WTF Are You Talking About award is the Beast Breaker has won the Azzy Award.
Happy.
Oh, what's wrong, Beast?
I'm going to be peeing a lot. I got to go introduce Mr. Lizard to the Pizzard. I'm not going to piss all over myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, Beast Breaker won with 69% of the vote. Mad Max, second place, 13%. Scott, 12% in third. Sean in last with just 6% of the vote. So Beast Breaker has won the Azzy for the WTF Are You Talking About award. And for the first time ever, an Azzy Award winner will send us to the Wheel of Champions on the day he won an Azzy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Hey, Jake Dave, let's stay to Megadeth here for you. Now let's try and get a little wheel action going. Hey, guys.
Hey, congrats on the Azzy, Beast. You've done it.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Hey, just like they say, peace sales, who's buying it? Get the wheel ready. Because like I said, wake up dead. Reel the wheel, the winner. Wake up dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Good job, White Teletubby. It's time for that daily Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
The Wheel of Champions, Beast. You'll notice it's blank.
Oh, wait a minute.
What's happening here? Why is my wheel blank? Where are all the names?
Whoa!
What do we do?
Flag.
When a caller sounds like shit and the show's about to split, you need some tech support, call Beast. Bring on the flabby tits. Beast Breaker.
Folks.
What do I do?
Control. Alt. Delete.
All right, hold on. Bang. Wow, you did it. Well done, Beast.
Easy as pie. Oh, someone's sending me some garbage in the private chat. I'm not answering that. Hooligan nonsense. But we got.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wheel of Champions is on the screen. Good luck to all who entered. The Candy Man at the buzzer here. I got you in, Candy. Jet up. Let's get the season started. He's in for 2. All right, here we go, folks. If you win, claim your prize. You got to email me, asmanjake@gmail. I need your name and address so we know where to send your signed Chad Pennington football to. Good luck to all. By the way, Beast, your keyboard, please clean it. Good Lord. Almost as dirty as your old bathtub. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's spin the wheel of champions. The winner of a signed Chad Pennington football is... the Rooster. Hey, congratulations to the Rooster. The Rooster is your winner. Let's go. Congrats to the Rooster on winning a signed Chad Pennington football. That does it for me. Congrats to the Beast on the Azzy. Thank you to Joe Blewett for stopping by. You guys are awesome. We're back tomorrow. Glenn speaks at 10:15. We're going to be live then to cover it. I will talk to you guys then. Don't let go of the rope.
Just don't let go of the rope.
And remember one thing and one thing only on a day like today. JETS, 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 Jets. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Let's go.
People think I don't want to work, which is not true. I just had a bit of a nap not too long ago, too, so that didn't help.
Love it, dude.
You're talking about how people don't.
You can't say that people think you don't want a job and then say that you came off a real good nap. It's a hard 2 sentences to put together, Charles. It is. You got Jake off the camera.
How do you not see the irony of that, Charles?
I'll say this. I only worry about one person's penis, and that's mine. So everybody else's, I don't really care. But I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that could use more than just a little illusion of more inches. But whatever.
Great point, Joe. You hit it right there. Now, they haven't come out and said it, but that's exactly what they're thinking right now.
Hey, Asmaniacs, make sure to hit the like button and keep on supporting the Jake Asman Show.
That's right, Beast. If you don't subscribe to Jake Asman Show, the Jets will never win another game. Go Jets!